Okay, good again, welcome to our module number 1. This is Introduction to AI and GabAI. For this session, there are two things that we want you to understand or do. Number 1, we're gonna explore AI first and then GabAI. So we're not just pushing you to use GabAI, okay, but we also want you to learn more about AI. A lot of us here have been using AI, and some of us here might it might be our first time to really use AI. We might have heard about AI, but using it is also different. So we want to make sure to talk about AI, and then we want to make sure that you understand how AI tools can empower you as teachers, and from there we will then proceed into exploring gabay and make sure that we understand how gabay could help us with our work. Okay? Ang first question ko, teachers, kumusta na po kayo ngayon? Can you please go to your chat box right now and then via comment, tell me one word that describes how you feel right now. It's a Saturday morning, okay? And could you please parang this is a quick reflection on a Saturday morning. Could you please go over the chat box and share to us how you are feeling right now? One word that you can answer the question. Okay, feeling good by teacher Juliet from Davao. Renewed, good, happy, rested, great, happy, fine. Okay. Okay. Very good. Blessed over at on YouTube, blessed, hashtag blessed grateful, maluto o maluto. Okay. I hope that I pronounce it properly. What does that mean? Please share that on the website on our comment box. Excited, fine, feeling good, happy, blessed, excited, good. Okay. I want to zoom in further. And I know that your school leaders are here. It might be a little bit awkward. How do you feel about teacher workload? Ayan. Kasalanan ko pa, no? I asked you to put your school name and then your complete name. And then my question is, how do you feel about teacher workload? In general, whether it's you or you have a friend from other school or maybe in general yung education system natin, how do you feel about teacher workload? Sakto lang, PWC, motivated, right? Excited with teacher workload. That's very interesting. Okay. Challenging and motivated, doable. Ayan, si ma'am may hangover daw. Manageable, motivated. All right. Okay, thank you for sharing your thoughts. Challenging. So we have answers coming from the various side of the spectrum, no? In general, a GEM report in the world showed that in education, the education system around the world, in terms of workload, teachers often face the following challenges. Number one, paperwork overload, repetitive tasks, time constraints, suboptimal teacher to student ratio, communicating with parents is actually challenging. There's a lot of admin tasks, which is grading, checking of attendance. So depending on our own context, these challenges may be our own reality. But the GEM report back in 2024, we have seen how workload of teachers have been expanding. Locally as well, in EDCOM 2, their year one report, they have worked and surveyed public school teachers, and they came out with these findings. Teacher still bear the burden of administrative and ancillary tasks, despite efforts to allow them to focus on teaching. Teachers continue to be burdened by 50 non-teaching or administrative tasks, based on DepEd's inventory. So globally, there's a challenge in terms of the expanding teacher workload. And then locally as well, we have those challenges with what teachers are doing. The main idea of both the local and the international study is that teachers can do more or would like to do more and focus more on their more essential work as teachers. However, because of ancillary tasks and expanding administrative tasks, they are not able to do those things. And in the opposite side of it, as a consequence, this may lead to teacher burnout. Okay. Canva has a study in using AI to battle teacher burnout. And they have surveyed teachers. Burnout can have a dire impact on the classroom experience. This is what they've gotten. 55% of teachers are missing school days. Pag burnout ka, mamimiss mo yung school day mo. You're not feeling well, nagkakasakit ka. 53% feel overwhelmed by their responsibilities. 45% have less patience with students. That affects you as well and your students. And then 34%, very extreme already, response have lost interest in their job and decreased the quality of their instruction. The quality of education actually is directly proportional to the quality of your teachers. So if you don't have happy, very good, well-blessed teachers, I don't think you will have a good education system. Education systems around the world in general, who or what your teachers can do is a reflection of what your quality or the quality of your education in general as well. What we're saying is that because there's expanding workload for a lot of teachers, you will see then teachers um, responding to responding to these challenges in two extreme way. First one is the superhero approach. Tiis-tiis na lang tayo. And then the other one, which is more peculiar to Gen Z, who are not happy with what they're doing, okay? Bare minimum, which is okay, okay na to approach, okay? Um, a lot of us, based again on the different realities that we are looking into, for some private schools, some of our colleagues in the private school sector might be blessed with better situation. In general, as well, for our colleagues in different public schools, in smaller private schools as well, in the provinces, in some parts of other country, we will have this kind of experience. Okay, so what can we do now? Is there a middle ground? Is there a middle ground where we can actually make sure that our teachers are not stressed out, to nagtitiis na lang, or they're not just doing the bare minimum? Research would show that there are a lot of things that you can do to strike the middle ground. The discussion on workload is I'm a school administrator. The discussion on workload is actually a very big concern, administrative concern. It's not just assigning workload, it's looking at your human resources, looking at your financial resources. This is also, in a way, related to teacher-student ratio. If you want a more ideal teacher-student ratio, you will have to have more sections to accommodate the expanding number of sections. More sections would mean more teachers as well. So that is one way of looking into it. But administrators could also look at different ways of reviewing, like for example, workload, teacher expectation. Can we use AI and technology? Can we increase teacher autonomy, peer support, and collaboration? Okay. So again, depending of where we are, private school, public school, big private school, small private school, parochial school. It's really different from our own context. But the big question really is there a way for us to find for the middle ground where where teachers are not uh overburdened, where teachers can have more time to do the more essential things. Okay? Um in our company, one of the things, because we are all teachers who are happy with or interested with technology, one of the things that we're looking into is to leverage AI and technology. So with that, when we were looking into AI, our driving question was that can we reclaim time for teachers to focus on the more important part of teaching? Okay. We believe that it's important to learn how to do lesson planning, design assessment, but then, if you spend so many moments, part of your work on this, you might be giving up the more essential and crucial role of a teacher. Like, for example, sitting down with your students, understanding who they are, knowing who they are, giving feedback, even in checking, giving good feedback to your students. So, can we reclaim time for our teachers to focus on the more important part of teaching? So we look at AI, just a brief overview of AI and generative AI. Okay. When we speak of AI, the main way of understanding AI is that we program machines to become intelligent or to do or simulate intelligent behavior. When our main reference is human intelligence. So we try to mimic human intelligence, copy, mimic, or even simulate uh, the capability of the human being, the human brain, learn, problem solve, decision making, language understanding. Okay. And more importantly, we want those machines to interact with the environment in ways similar to human beings. Okay. AI is not something new. AI did not come about just because of ChatGPT. In the 1950s, 1960s, AI has been there. Okay. And over the course of the year, AI has been seen in different applications in healthcare, in businesses. Your cell phone has a lot of AI apps for finances, sending load, sending money, your photos, categorizing all your picture based on on faces and everything categories. Those are AI as well. You asking your phone assistant, those are AI. Okay, there's a lot of AI. Your social media algorithms, your searches appearing in your social media, your algorithm, all of those things are AI. Okay? So AI has been there for the longest time. It's not something new. It's just that now it's easier to access AI because before, AI was simply used by developers, by people in the tech industry. Okay? If we don't know tech, we don't know how to use AI. That's how it is before, or it was before. But now, everyone has access to different AI tools. Okay? Accessibility and ease of use. That's how AI became a normal part of an ordinary person's lives. Okay? In education, yes, we've seen AI in so many ways. Intelligent tutoring, data analysis, all of those things, you can have AI. Now, we often hear the word generative AI, GAI, or Gen AI. There are Gen AI is actually a part of AI, or AI is the big umbrella term that describes um, developing computer system to mimic human intelligence. That's why when you ask, is AI good? Is AI bad? Ang hirap pong sagutin yan. That's a very difficult question because you're actually asking something about a broad term. Okay? So, again, even me, I would suggest you want to ask about AI, whether it's good or bad, zoom in. Zoom in that question to a more specific way of looking into it, because you will not be able to give a yes or no, a clean yes or no. Okay? Because for me, that is actually a wrongly worded question. Okay? Because AI is a big term. Okay, next, from artificial intelligence, you will have machine learning, neural networks, deep learning. These are ways for AI, these are AI systems working on data sets so that they can give you something. Okay, connecting those networks, imitating the human brain as well, so that there are faster processes happening in a few seconds, even faster than the human brain, so that they can deliver a good output to you. One example of AI that produces an output based on input and data sets being trained to learn those things is called generative AI. Generative AI has the power of creation. What does that mean? You give an input to a generative AI, that's your query or prompt, then it will give you an output. So, from the word itself, generative AI, these are AI systems that can generate new knowledge. But this new knowledge is not from nothing, they are from something. Okay? And this something, they are called data sets. Okay? Like for example, we have large language models. Large language models are AI system trained with texts. Database, their database or data sets, pala, the word is data sets, are massive number of text from the internet, public information. So this AI system is trained, the informations are given so that when you have a query, an input or a prompt, then this AI will not simply give you curation, but with new content or knowledge string together. So para kang nakipag-usap sa tao na maraming alam, nabibigyan ka ng definite answer. For example, the simple Google search. How different is generative AI text-based from Google search? In Google search will give you locations of where to find the information. Okay, it's like going to a library and asking the how do you call that, the search, and then it will tell you where to get what shelves, what location, or whatever, okay, to get that book or the information in that particular book, okay? How about generative AI? Speaking, it's like speaking to the librarian. The librarian knows everything. She will not tell you where to get everything or whatever. She will simply tell you all of the informations related to what you're asking. So they put together, that AI system puts together the information, strings them together in a very logical manner, and that's how you get an output. Okay? So that's how generative AI. Now, is it only text-based? No. From text, you can have text. From text, you can have image. From text, audio, text, video, or multimodal output. You can also have image, giving you an output of image, okay? We have a lot of those kinds of AI. Or maybe an audio input, which will then give you a synthetic audio output as well. So always remember, in AI, there's always a data set, okay? The trained AI system, an input is directed to it, a query or a prompt, and then processes are happening to understand inside the AI system your query, and then there's an output being given to you. So in short, garbage in, garbage out. The better your input is, the better your output is. On next week, we will teach you how to do prompt engineering to make sure that we don't do garbage in and garbage out. Okay? Can you do thumbs up if that explanation of AI has been clear to you? Thumbs up, please. Nagets ba natin yung AI and generative AI? That's a very simple way of sharing. Now, one perfect example of generative AI is GabAI. This is where GabAI is coming in already. GabAI is a text-based generative AI, which simply means that when you prompt GabAI for a question, GabAI would give you an output as well. Okay? So we will now be transitioning to our discussion on GabAI. GabAI is an example of an AI system, more specifically a generative AI system. Okay, GabAI, you will see it. Usually, people would call it at the first as GabAI. We're pronouncing it as a GabAI, which is the Filipino word for guide. This is your AI-powered teaching assistant designed to help teachers not just to do lesson planning anymore, but do a lot of stuff like assessment, rubrics creation. This is aligned to the DepEd Matatag. Now, there has been a question. As of the moment, okay, there is no because this is a public platform, we are not able yet to let users upload their curriculum. Um, there is another way of doing that. We can let you upload, but you will be sharing your curriculum to the bigger public platform as well. That's why the other option is to have you do a customized version. But that is a very expensive way. It's like creating your own AI system. It's not a problem with us. We can do that. But that is actually a very expensive way of doing it. By the way, AI development is actually very expensive. That's why if we look at AI tools right now, most of them are actually paid. If you encounter a free AI system, that means that your payment there is your data. I'm an edtech developer. I'm very honest with that as well. Every time you encounter an app that is free, ang kapalit niyan, it's your data, which is very, very ethical. Which looks into the ethical questions of what's happening with your data and everything. So yun. Okay, so what is the core mission of GabAI? To empower teachers by making you more efficient in your work. We want to make sure that you reduce your teaching and administrative tasks. What does that mean? Does it mean then that we want teachers not to have jobs to do? No. Okay, we don't want that because our focus is not just efficiency. It's because we want to help you reclaim your time so that you can focus more on the more meaningful student interactions and effective teaching. Okay, so in general, for example, if a teacher is not knowledgeable about asking the right prompt or question in a generative AI tool like ChatGPT, it will take you anywhere from a few minutes to several interactions, typically 2 to 5 iterations to hone in on the desired result. On average, this could be around 5 to 10 minutes. In GabAI, because of our prompt engineering, our tech team, because of our preset input, we will be able to generate results within 30 to 60 seconds. That's what we're doing in terms of efficiency and productivity. In general, GabAI will not replace the teacher. We don't believe in the AI narrative that AI will replace teachers. What we're actually doing right now is we're helping teachers be more to hone their agency, to have your decision-making power so that you can actually see GabAI and use GabAI and other AI tools as tools. They will not determine, they will not govern what you do. Instead, you will govern over these systems so that you will be empowered. And because we want you to be empowered, we are actually helping the teacher become irreplaceable. So that's our philosophy, that's our mindset. We want to empower the teachers, not to replace the teacher. And while we empower our teacher, we are helping teachers be irreplaceable. Okay? Because in the end, teachers are irreplaceable. Okay? What are the core highlights of GabAI? Okay, the core highlights of GabAI, there are 4 things. Number 1, DepEd Matatag Align. By default, this is the national standards that we have. Okay, so what about if we have special curricula? Okay, there is a customization version for this. That means we will replicate GabAI and create GabAI for a particular school with different curricula. Now, what if we don't have the finances, the resources to do that? This is the reason why we're doing a lot of study with our partner schools. I'm gonna give you an example. Computer education curriculum is actually not a separate subject in DepEd Matatag. We've been working with private schools who have computer education and robotics as a separate subject. We have Catholic schools as well with Christian living or the religion subject. They're not in DepEd Matatag. Because they've been working with us, because they've been requesting for our help, what we've done is actually to create specific prompt cards for use for computer education, and for Christian life or religious and values education. They're not in the main lesson planning prompt cards. Instead, they have their own prompt cards, more flexible. Those are the two subjects that were the most requested subjects to have their own prompt cards. Now, are there any specific other things? We can help you. We want to make sure that it's flexible, but you might need to agree with us that we share your curriculum to the bigger community. If you don't want, then we can find another way to make it more how do you call that? More more flexible. That's why we created another prompt card that is more flexible. It's called a lesson plan and resource or instructional material builder. Okay. Optimized creation, that's 30 to 60 seconds with the ideal internet. Hindi naman kailangan ng mabilis na internet because we're a text-based platform. Student-centered, we focus on promoting student-centeredness. And then we have a teacher-friendly UI. Inputs, click, 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 and it's much faster. What are the core features of the BAI? Okay, we have powerful prompt cards. We have Gabi, the Edu chatbot. You can download generated files as PDF. By the way, do you know that you can open PDF with Microsoft Word? Okay, we will continue adding different file versions to be downloaded, but that's just a tip right now that we have, just to make sure that we also protect the output the quality and of the output that we're producing. By default, it's downloadable via PDF, but if you have Microsoft Word, you can actually open the PDF with Microsoft. I don't know if you know that already, but that's actually a trick that one of our users has actually shared. They opened the downloaded PDF as Microsoft Word. And then of course, the other part is that you can customize that with us. Now, we have prompt cards. What are the prompt cards? There are 4 categories. This is now the new UI that we had launched just yesterday, okay? Because we are now growing, we have more and more prompt cards being created. We have designed our UI to be very organized. Kasi we're all teachers, we want to have organization. So even in our platform, we now have organized the prompt cards into 4 categories. The first one is lesson ideas and planners. The second category is assessment designer. The third one is teacher task completers. And the fourth one are your learning resource creators. Okay? So we will explore that later on. And then how to use the prompt cards. In each prompt card, like what you see on the screen, formative assessment creator, you will see the 3 kinds of menus. The first kind of menu is the drop-down menu. Input, we have already preset the input and competencies. And then we have open for user input, which you can then add your own like number of minutes, number of sessions. Those are open for user input. And then at the bottom, we always have other parameters. Look at the screen right now. There's always 3 parts. The first one is your competencies, because we want to make sure that all learning resources are aligned with competencies. Okay. And then the second chunk are the configuration options. Usually those are open for user input. And then the last part is the other parameters. We want to help you customize according to your context what will be produced. So you can add other parameters and prompts inside it. Okay? We will dedicate a demo later on. I will just want to talk about this as well. Now, we are an AI system, and to be honest, we might have some mistakes in the input. That's natural in AI system. You will not be able to look for a perfect AI system right now. Even ChatGPT says there might be some error. Please check. That's why we have AI trainings for you to train teachers for human evaluator, just in case there are mistakes. We're not saying that all of those things are mistakes. There might be just some details, not even mistakes, that might not be parallel to what we know. Okay? Four things that you need to understand. Number one, accuracy and reliability. Most of the input will be accurate and reliable, but if you see some concerns, we need your input, we need your feedback. In the platform, there's a link to a feedback, and then you can then send to us so that we can improve it. Second, please don't ask Gabby, our powerful chatbot, legal or professional advice. This is where we believe that human beings are still very, very important. You want legal advice? Please don't talk to Gabby. Please talk to a lawyer. You want medical advice? Don't talk to Gabby because Gabby is not a doctor. Please please speak to a doctor, consult a doctor. Limitations of AI technology as well. That's what I've mentioned already in terms of data. Our training next week will talk about ethical use, and that's where we will be talking about anonymous data, PII, personal informations, which don't want to input to AI. And then, of course, a user responsibility. We want you to be human evaluators, responsible users. So let's talk about these things in the next coming in the coming session where we will to be talking about ethical considerations as well. It's part of your training. Now, how does GabAI work? Okay, GabAI work with this kind of system. For every generated result in a prompt, okay, it will serve 1 credit. Okay, a lot of the AI systems right now are working on tokens or credits because AI is actually a very expensive system. ChatGPT has given you access to the basic one. But if you're using ChatGPT 4.0, notice that after a few questions, you are not able to ask questions already or queries. You are downgraded to the basic ones, which limits your work because even ChatGPT feels the need to support its system with subscription. That's why if you want the full version of ChatGPT, how much will you pay? You have to pay $20. How much is $20 in peso? That's around 1,000. Okay, that's the subscription for ChatGPT. Now, how about just in case we want to be transparent? How about subscription in GabAI? We are as low as 99 pesos per month. We are as high as 499 pesos per month with the with the credits having variations as well. This is our individual subscription. How do you subscribe? It's just very easy. You just choose inside the platform and then you can pay via GCash, credit card, and other payments platform. This is our school subscription. Um, a whole school subscription is 450 per month multiplied by the teachers. Okay, we have an enterprise school subscription. This is request for code because we can then customize everything for you. From your curriculum input down to the downloaded files like logo and everything, giving you basically creating your own AI system for you. Okay, but for this study, this is the thing that is important to you. For every generated result, 1 credit will be use. We will be giving you your own. Right now, if you just signed up or you will be signing, you will have a free trial of 50 credits. Okay, but then we will be upgrading that to add more tokens once we have your account. So make sure that you answer the pre-survey or the evaluation later on so that we can upgrade your account for the first month as well. Okay, so this is our introduction to AI and GabAI. So in general, AI systems are here. They've been here for the longest time. We have what we call as generative AI, which gives us the power to create based on data sets that we have. And one perfect example of an AI and a generative AI is GabAI. which is then your personal teaching assistant. Okay, I'm gonna stop for now. Okay, are there any questions or maybe thoughts? Okay, there's a comment on our YouTube channel. Gen AI has been really helpful in creating instructional and even assessment activities for teachers.